Hi again, this is David Dahm, and welcome. Welcome to the tailgate, where we talk about real life, real issues in a real way so that you're able to have real life results. You know, there's a lot going on right now. You don't have to listen to the radio or the TV long or pick up your Facebook or Twitter page and see the challenges and situations that everyone's dealing with. And what I wanted to do right now is just to give you some things to think about in regards to making the best out of this situation. You know, I remember back in, I believe it was 1994. It was a Saturday evening. It was in early June, and I heard the news that a really significant strong storm had went through the northern part of my territory, and so I picked up the phone that night and called some of my customers. And it was at that time that I learned that, baseball size or more sized hail had hit that area and really had caused some tremendous damage to the crop, as you might expect. And I did what most of us said. I sympathized and I empathized with them. And I said, is there anything I can do? Is there anything that I can do? And what I learned from when we typically ask anyone that question, is there anything I can do? We typically hear what in response? So I don't know what it would be, or, well, thanks a lot. And so what I've learned is to change that question from, is there anything that I can do, to, here's what I'm able to do. Here's what I'm able to do. Isn't there a tremendous difference in those phrases? Is there anything that I can do, to here's what I can do? And so I changed my thinking from that Saturday evening until I got in my pickup truck and headed north to meet some of those farmers on a Sunday morning and a Sunday afternoon and a Sunday evening, to here's what I'm going to do. And it changed my life. It changed the trajectory of everything I was doing as a salesperson and as an agronomist. And what it changed was the relationship that I had with customers. I wasn't looking for anything selfish, in a selfish way, as I drove that day and as I spent that time on that Sunday. I didn't wake up and said, I'm gonna change the trajectory. I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna increase my sales and volume and everything forever. I didn't think that at all. But that moment in time is where I accepted the call. I accepted the call to help others. And now I want you to do that. I want you to accept the call that you've been given, that we've all been given right now, to help others. And what I want you to do is I want you to look at this as an opportunity that that people are going to see maybe a different side that they've never seen before. Now, some of you have other experiences, and you've been doing this for a long time, and perhaps it's an opportunity to help people that you've never worked with before. And you might be brand new. You might be fairly new in your role. And you might have not had the opportunity to really build a lot of relationships. Now's the time to go out and help others. Now's the time to send text messages. Now's the time to send emails. Now's the time to call. Now's the time, when it's appropriate, to stop and say, here's what I can do. So as you think about what you can do, what's that list going to look like? What can you do to help a farmer right now? I think farmers right now, I think your customers right now, your prospects, anybody that's farming, wants to know how you can help them. You might be able to send them, I've been thinking about you. Here's what I can do. Here's what we can do as our team. And let them know you're ours. Let them know that you can deliver. Let them know that you can prepare their order and get it ready and get on a pallet or whatever it might be when they come and pick it up. Let them know that you might have some recommendations in regards to weed control, in regards to that piece of ground, in regards to how you could help them with seed. I want you to build that list, and I want you to start communicating rather than, is there anything I can do, to now, here's what I or we can do. One of the things that I think we're all looking at right now is how can I lead? How can I make a difference in people's lives, and how can I come through the other side, and whatever that is, through this adversity that we're all facing. I'm going to give you 4 ideas that can really help you, and it can change your life. If you've listened to some of my other podcasts, I've talked about there's a real opportunity to change other people's lives, and we do that by being grateful first. And when you're grateful, and you're grateful for this, what we're going through, and you're grateful for your family, and you're grateful for your manager, and you're grateful for your company, it changes your heart. It doesn't harden your heart, it softens it. So I want to give you those 4 items to go through adversity, 4 ways to overcome adversity. Grab your pencil, grab a sheet of paper, and be ready to write these down. The first one, admit and accept the reality that you're in. Accept it. God wants to use this adversity that we're facing through COVID-19 to grow and shape you more like Him. This is an opportunity to grow in your faith, grow in your ability to be a better dad, a better husband, a better wife, a better friend, a better employee. Admit and accept that we're going to go through this. That's the first step. The second step is I'd like you to look for a lesson in what we're going through. God might be trying to teach you something. Not every difficult circumstance that we face is from God. That's not the case. But every difficult circumstance that we face can be used by God. Whether that's something that has tragically happened in your life, a loss of a loved one, a situation that you had to face as someone that was younger in your life, or it might be you just are in the middle of a really stressful season in your life. I'd like you to consider asking God what He has for you to learn in the midst of this. It might be patience. It might be for you to not move on for the situation, look for something quote unquote better, but to get through this so that you're stronger. He might be asking you to learn about commitment. He might be asking you to learn more about to believe in yourself and to believe of those around you. So commitment is really important no matter what the season, and there might be a lesson that God is asking for you to learn during this situation. The third step in overcoming adversity is to keep positive people in your life. That positive person might be someone that you've broken ties with in the past, that the relationship broke down for whatever reason. Boy, there might not be a better time to pick up the phone or a text or whatever it might be and say, I don't know what we were arguing about, but it doesn't matter anymore. I want you back in my life. It might be that you're going to avoid social media because it can be really negative. And I've said in other podcasts that negativity begins to be absorbed in your blood, begins to be absorbed in your mind. It might be that these podcasts that we're doing through the tailgate sessions are positive in your life. So keep those positive people. There's nothing I'm more grateful for during difficult seasons and times than the people who can speak positive words about life. So I'd encourage you to surround yourself with those kinds of people and eliminate those who are constantly negative. Even when life is easy, negativity weighs us down. And so when you're surrounded by people that encourage you, and you can be one of those encouragers for your family and friends, you're going to lift their spirits. You're going to uplift their minds. You're going to uplift their situation. We become like the company we keep. So the question I would have for you is, what kind of company are you keeping? The final point I'd like to make that could be helpful in terms of getting through adversity is draw on positive habits. A friend who was going through a difficult time once told me he was so thankful he had already developed the habit of prayer, because then when difficulty and circumstances came his way, it was very natural for him to turn to God in prayer. It might be that you're not in that place and feel like prayer isn't something that you're ready for. And I'll pray for you. But then get into a situation where you're reflective and you can be grateful. You can be grateful for your family and the situation and your job and your company and your boss and your friends, right? So do you have those positive habits in your life today? Things like prayer, things like quiet time, really good habits that we all need in our life and can be very, very good and purposeful during times of adversity. I'd like you to reflect on the positive habits in your life that make you feel really balanced and healthy, and draw on that at this important time. It's times like this that you can really change your life. I'd like you to really reflect on not, is there anything I can do for you, but here's what I can do for you. And you're going to find that things are really going to change in your life, because you're going to see that rub off on all those people around you and on your customers. And this can be an opportunity that will absolutely change your life. Got tailgate sessions. We talk about real things. It's been wonderful to share this time with you. I wish you the very best, where we talk about real life in a real way for real results. I'm David Dahm.